What if I told you the NBA's most dominant player refuses to play by the NBA's rules? While superstars build social media empires and buy their fifth mansion, Nikola Jokic drives a beat-up SUV and spends summers cleaning horse stables in a town most people can't even pronounce. So why does a three-time MVP live like he's still waiting for his first contract? By the end of this video, you'll see why his wrong choices might be the smartest career moves any athlete has ever made. The invisible superstar. In 2025, LeBron posts 5 times a day. But Jokic, he doesn't even know his Instagram password. No social media, minimal endorsements. While other stars juggle a dozen sponsorships, Jokic quietly has 3 or maybe 4. He skips celebrity events, avoids the media circus, and despite a $270 million paycheck, he still lives in the same modest home he's had for years. One teammate joked, "He probably doesn't even know what TikTok is." And yet everything backfired in his favor. His jersey sales skyrocketed, landing in the top 5 across the NBA. Fan respect? Through the roof. Nike didn't hesitate to renew his deal. Suddenly, his authenticity became his brand. The irony? By avoiding fame, he became more famous than ever. Then came the $276 million contract, the largest in Nuggets history. Everyone expected the clicks. A Lamborghini, a yacht, maybe even a private jet. But when Jokic revealed what he did next, the internet collective jaw dropped. The $276 million man in a $40,000 car. He could buy a new Lamborghini every week for the next 10 years. Instead, he's still driving the same SUV from 2016. Same GMC Yukon, 150,000 miles on it, no chauffeur, no security. He drives himself to practice, gets spotted at regular gas stations pumping his own gas. The internet lost its mind. Viral tweets, memes, debates. "It's embarrassing," critics said. "Buy a proper car, you're an MVP," fans yelled. The media claimed he was sending the wrong message about success. Meanwhile, other players were buying their third Rolls-Royce that year. But Jokic had a different philosophy. "I have everything I need. Why would I need more?" The SUV fits his equipment, his family, his horse supplies. It's reliable. He doesn't have to think about it. No mental energy wasted on status symbols. That beat-up Yukon became a symbol of authenticity. Fans even started wearing Team Yukon shirts. The car choice was shocking. But his location choice? That's what really made NBA insiders lose their minds. Because in a league where stars chase big markets like it's their religion, Jokic did the unthinkable. The man who said no to Los Angeles. LeBron lives in Los Angeles, a city with 4 million people. But what about Jokic's choice? The mountains. He lives in Denver, a city with 7,000 population. He was drafted 41st overall during a Taco Bell commercial, the ultimate disrespect. Denver was a small market. No glamour, harsh winters, not exactly the dream destination for an NBA star. Once Jokic proved himself, he had all the leverage. He could have demanded a trade anywhere. He could have chased the bright lights, the celebrity, the big city fame that so many stars covet. But instead, he did the unthinkable. He signed the biggest contract in Nuggets history, committing fully to Denver. Critics were brutal. "Denver will never win a championship," they scoffed. "Small markets can't build dynasties." They pointed to Durant and Harden, superstars who demanded out of their teams to chase bigger stages, bigger media markets, bigger opportunities. Talking heads screamed, "If I'm Jokic, I'm demanding a trade to the Lakers." And yet, Jokic stayed. He stayed in Denver, in the snow, in the small market, in the mountains, and he built something extraordinary. In June 2023, the NBA championship was held in Denver, and Jokic became Finals MVP. The Nuggets promised to build him a statue. Jokic didn't just win a title, he built a legacy-defining culture from scratch, proving that loyalty beats chasing bright lights. He proved that small markets can win when you have the right person in the right place. This wasn't just a victory on the scoreboard, it was a statement to the world. Commitment, humility, and hard work can triumph over glamour and hype. He had the championship. He had the parade. He had the perfect Hollywood ending. And then, he did something that made everyone stop and question if he was even human. What happened next became the most talked about moment of his entire career, and it had nothing to do with basketball. The parade he skipped. Every NBA player dreams of this moment. Championship parade. thousands screaming your name, sitting on top of the world. Jokic showed up for 2 hours, but then suddenly vanished. Most champions celebrate for weeks. Jokic attended exactly one event in Denver. His face during the celebration? He looked like he wanted to leave. Within 48 hours, he flew back to Serbia, not to a beach resort, not to party, to a horse racing track. He chose watching his horse Dreamcatcher race over the White House visit. His brother's Instagram showed him at a tiny cafe in Sombor. No fanfare, no cameras, just home. The media meltdown was instant. This is bizarre behavior for a champion. ESPN ran 3-day segments questioning his commitment. Twitter exploded with #Jokic controversy. One columnist wrote, "He just won the biggest prize in basketball and acts like it's a burden." But here's what they didn't understand. The job is done. "Now I go home," Jokic said. His daughter Ognana's first birthday was coming up. He didn't want to miss it. His wife Natalia didn't marry NBA champion Jokic. She married Nikola from Sombor. His philosophy was simple. The trophy doesn't make me happy. My people make me happy. 6 months later, the media narrative completely shifted. Suddenly, he was refreshingly authentic. But wait, while the media was having a meltdown about him skipping parties, they completely missed what he was actually doing with his time and money. And when the truth came out, it shut everyone up real quick. The millions nobody talks about. When it comes to charity, Nikola Jokic is the exact opposite of what you see from most modern athletes. Quick question: how many charitable causes do you think he advertises? 0. And yet, how many has he actually funded? Over a dozen. While other stars announce $10,000 donations with camera crews and scripted press releases, Jokic quietly donates millions without a single headline. How do we even know about it? Not from him, not on Instagram, not from any flashy social media posts. Instead, local Serbian newspapers, community thank you posts, and word of mouth are the only proof of his generosity. The list is staggering. In 2020, he funded COVID hospital equipment. In 2022, he built basketball courts in underprivileged areas. In 2024, he paid for full college scholarships for low-income Serbian students. He even funded a new facility for his old youth team and made anonymous donations to families in need across Sombor. Critics and marketing experts couldn't understand it. He's wasting massive PR opportunities, they said. If he just posted about it, he could be making millions more in endorsements. One agent scoffed he could be building a personal brand off this, but he doesn't. And yet, the results spoke for themselves. A Serbian mayor said it best: "He saved our hospital without wanting credit." When reporters ask Jokic about his charity work, he deflects every single time, saying simply, "That's private. I don't do it for attention." His silence only amplified respect. Actions spoke louder than any PR campaign ever could. By now, the pattern is clear. Jokic does everything wrong according to modern standards, and yet, in doing so, he somehow gets it exactly right. When reporters finally confront him about his quiet generosity, his response is flawless. It's the perfect explanation for why Jokic has built a legacy far beyond basketball. The answer that ended the debate. In 2024, after winning his third MVP, Nikola Jokic was handed the perfect opportunity to clap back at every critic who had ever doubted him. The world expected fireworks, a flex, a mic drop moment. And yet, his response was 6 simple words that silenced everyone. This was the moment to say, "I told you so." The moment to remind everyone that all the doubters had been wrong. But when reporter asked, "How does it feel to prove all the doubters wrong?" Jokic replied that, "I don't think about doubters. I think about my family, my horses, my team." And then he shrugged, bored, unfazed, zero trash talk, zero ego. The reporter pressed on, trying to get a reaction, but Jokic responded with one-word answers, calm as ever. Complete psychological immunity to criticism. A sports psychologist explained it perfectly. This is the ultimate competitive advantage. Here's why. Jokic cannot be rattled because he genuinely doesn't care about external validation. Critics call him soft? He drops 40 points while looking bored. Say he's not athletic? He outworks everyone for 48 minutes straight. Claim he's not marketable? He wins 3 MVPs without even trying to be famous. While opponents stress about their legacies, their image, their brands, Jokic just plays. Kobe once said about players like this, he doesn't need the world to love him. That's dangerous. And now, here we are in 2025. After years of being called wrong, weird, wasting his talent, what's the verdict? The numbers tell the story. And even his harshest critics can't deny it. The scoreboard doesn't lie. They said his approach wouldn't work. They said he'd regret his choices. Let's check the receipts. Right now, Jokic is a top 3 MVP candidate. He's averaging 25.6 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 9.8 assists per game, flirting with a triple-double average. His efficiency leads the league, and his true shooting percentage is off the charts. Recently, he dropped a 42-point triple-double against the Lakers, along with multiple other dominant performances that left analysts scrambling for superlatives. Some are even calling him the most complete player in NBA history. Advanced metrics show that at 30 years old, he is still improving. And his lifestyle? Completely unchanged. Same SUV, same privacy, same priorities. He still returns to Sombor every summer and is still cleaning horse stables at 6 a.m., tending to the things that truly matter to him. The narrative has shifted completely. Where he was once called weird, he is now seen as refreshingly authentic. Once labeled antisocial, he is now admired for staying focused on what matters. Previously accused of wasting talent, he is now celebrated as a loyal legend. And where critics once claimed he didn't care, it's clear he simply cares about the right things. Young players now cite him as an inspiration for staying authentic. Nobody questions him anymore. Even former critics have had to admit they were wrong. His choices weren't just right, they were genius. He achieved success 100% on his own terms. His legacy is undeniable. He changed how we define NBA superstardom. Nikola Jokic proved that you don't need to follow the blueprint. You just need to be exceptional at what you do and stay true to who you are. If you respect Jokic's approach to life, hit that subscribe button. We're breaking down more athletes who do things differently.